Yo, what's up with it, y'all? This is Growth Through Calisthenics. I'm JD and I'm back with another quick video. So I changed the name of my channel from Travelsthenix to Growth Through Calisthenics, and I'm gonna make a video about that upcoming. But for the time being, I want to touch on a topic that's been pretty pertinent in my life recently, and that's being connected versus being plugged in. And there's a big difference between being connected and being plugged in, at least in my definition of what being connected and being plugged in is. So first off, let's go over what being connected is. And being connected is basically, and for my take, is being connected to God, being connected to the earth, being connected to nature, being connected to your loved ones, being connected to the people who you have around you in the physical. These are things that we need to be doing on a daily basis. We need to be talking to our family. We need to be having our feet touch the soil. We need to be getting out in nature. We need to be breathing in fresh air. We need to be doing things that bring us joy, that don't necessarily rely on material things or rely on digital things, because that's when you kind of start going down different rabbit holes and you start being plugged into the matrix pretty much. I know a lot of people on YouTube, they call the United States and they call America the matrix, but in all reality, it's not America that's the matrix. It's being plugged into the media, being plugged into social media, being plugged into everything digital in this country, always looking for some type of stimulation or some type of external gratification. Not external gratification, I mean instant gratification. But that's what I would consider being plugged in. You know what I mean? Being plugged in is always having your cell phone in your face. Being plugged in is being on Instagram for absurd amounts of time every single day, or watching TV as soon as you get home instead of picking up a book. So these are all things that we really need to be mindful of, because I mentioned this in a video maybe like 5 or 6 videos back, that in my opinion, I think that being plugged into these electronics and always having these electronic waves around us, and just caught up in this digital world, we're blocking our connection to God. We're blocking our connection to spirituality, and we're damn sure it's obvious that we're blocking our connection to nature, because we're not in nature. We're sucked into a material rabbit hole. So these are things that we really need to be mindful of. And for the past 2.5 weeks, I haven't been on Instagram. I deleted the app, and man, honestly, I've been making some spiritual breakthroughs in the past 2.5 weeks. And I'm gonna go for another maybe 2.5 weeks, another 2 weeks before I actually get back on. But even when I get back on Instagram, from here on out, it's just strictly to check my messages, and then boom, I'm off Instagram for another month. Because everybody might have like a digital vice, like I had mentioned in that past video. Everybody has some type of electronic, some type of social media, something that kind of grabs their attention. For me, and not all electronics and not all these digital things are terrible if we keep it in a moderation. But I believe that we all pretty much have like 1 or 2 things that might be a vice for us. And for me, the reason why Instagram is a vice for me in particular is because when you get on Instagram, you start living comparatively. And then, like I said before, you're looking at the highlights of people's lives. So you can't help, even if you're not even a person who's jealous or envious, you can't help but to compare yourself to these people. You can't help but to compare your lifestyle to their lifestyle. So it's just it's like a slippery slope that you're going on every time that you get on Instagram. So for me personally, Instagram is the one that I try to stay away from, and not being on there has really been paying dividends. But for other people, it might be dating apps, or it might be this or that. And I kind of wanted to touch on the dating apps too, because like I've mentioned in a couple of my past videos, I've been single for about the past 3 months, and I haven't really been like actively trying to date like that, to be completely honest with you. I've been on the apps a little bit. If I get into a situation where I kind of bump into a attractive female, I might spit at her or something. But honestly, the dating apps is probably the lowest of the low in terms of how you can go in terms of meeting women, because when you're on the dating apps, you can't feel anybody's energy. You know, you don't really know what that person's about. You're just literally just going off of your carnal instincts in terms of who you're sexually attracted to. So when you're seeing these women on these dating apps, all you're looking at is what their body looks like, what their face looks like, and then boom, swipe to the left, swipe to the right. You don't know this girl might have terrible energy, and then you see a girl who may not be as attractive, and you looking at her like, she's all right, and then swipe to the left. But this chick actually might have really good energy, and she might be a benefit to you in your life on a mental and spiritual level. So these are things that you're not going to be able to pick up through electronics, or you're not going to be able to pick you're not going to be able to sense these things when you're doing it all digitally. But when you actually meet people in real life, you can get a good vibe of people. So especially when you're doing things and it comes in the flow and it comes in natural. Because another thing is, it's kind of the same thing when you go out to a club or you go someplace specifically to meet women. It's not really a natural environment for like connecting with people. So you really can't get a connection with people in these unnatural environments. In the digital world is the most unnatural out of them all. Like I said, it's like being plugged into the matrix. So you're really in another realm when it comes down to like interacting with people. And even when you're interacting with people, you know, you're still in another realm because it's not really real. You know what I mean? The best way of communication is always going to be face to face speaking to somebody, you know, because you can, you know, get a feel for their facial expressions. You know, you can get a better feel for their tone of voice. You can see just all the little micro details that you can't see through text. Text is a terrible way to communicate with people. And then when it comes down to people leaving comments on your page or you leaving comments on their page, everything can be misconstrued. So, but anyways, guys, I don't want to ramble on too much, but basically, like I said, being connected is when you're in touch with nature, you're in touch with God, or whatever your spirituality, whatever you want to consider. Some people, like I said before, some people say God, some people say the universe, some people say the Elohim, the Most High, whatever it is that you relate to. And that's what I mean in terms of being in touch with God. It's important to get out into nature to me. And that's probably the most important thing that you should be doing every single day. Or that's not the most important, but it's one of the most important things that you can do every single day is actually get connected with the earth that you live on. We all live on the earth, but a lot of us aren't connected, and we don't get connected barely ever. So for me personally, I live in Hawaii. I know that I'm privileged in this way. And I go out, and a lot of times you guys see me in my calisthenics videos, I do a lot of workouts without my shoes on. And I do that on purpose because I want to feel the ground that I'm walking on. I want to feel the grass. A lot of times after my workouts, I go down to the beach and go jump in the water, you know, and feel the fresh air. So, you know, I'm privileged in that regard. But like I said, everybody has nature in their environment. It's just a different type of nature. You might not have the beach like I do out here in Hawaii, or you might not have a calisthenics park to work out where, you know, you have sand and grass there, but there is some way that you can get connected. And you don't necessarily need to plant your feet on the ground every single day like I do, or go in the water, you know, a few times a week like I do. But I would say that it's a good thing to definitely get out, take a walk, breathe in some fresh air, be in an environment where there's a lot of trees and less buildings, maybe some grassy areas. There's parks all over the world. So everybody has no excuse for why they can't get out in nature. And I'm gonna end this video because it's getting dark and it just seems like the screen keeps getting dark. But yeah, I tried to make this video yesterday. I usually get off work like right around sunset. So by the time I can kind of get to places, you know, it gets dark. And last night I had made a video, and there's a pretty cool little background where I was at because I was on this beach, but it was super windy out. So I'll show some clips of that throughout this video because it was a dope ass full moon last night. When you're out in the nature, you can experience things like that. It's been beautiful out here lately, and I've been loving it, and I've been feeling very connected. And like I said, I've been making spiritual breakthroughs and a bunch of different mental breakthroughs. And another thing that I'm going to mention in here before I bounce out, you know, like I said, it's getting dark out here, but my creativity, let me see if I can put the, okay, the light maybe help out, but my creativity has been on point since I haven't been on social media like that. And like I said about these dating apps, I was on the dating apps, but I deleted all my profiles on them dating apps. I had a couple profiles on them dating apps, and I was getting into a lustful state when I was going on those dating apps, because the only thing I was looking at with those females was, you know, T&A, and, you know, like how the female, it was just all strictly the physical, you know what I mean? And for me personally, I'm somebody who, this is crazy, because for me to even be on those dating apps and be lusting after these women, you know, strictly for the physical, is me being hypocritical. Because a lot of times I have these conversations with my homeboys, and I tell them, I'm like, man, I'm looking for a female who's attracted to me from the inside out, opposed to just being attracted to me from the outside in. And for me to be lusting after women strictly on the physical, not even thinking about what type of person these females might be, is extremely hypocritical. So in all reality, if I'm putting that energy out there of, you know, just judging these women strictly on the physical, then of course that's the type of energy I'm going to get back. I'm not going to be able to get back the type of energy that I'm looking for. But when I let things flow, and I'm out there living in the real world, not in the digital world. And also you can be in a lustful state and just looking at things purely from the carnal state in the real world as well. But the thing is that your senses are up, so you can actually sense that energy. So like I said, and it's better just to not press for all this shit anyways. But like I said, spiritually, I've been doing great. Creativity has been on point. I've actually been making some really good connections, meeting some interesting people. And these are the type of things that happens when you unplug and you get connected. But anyways, guys, I know I'm rambling right now. I'll holler at you guys later. If you guys found value in this video, go ahead and share it with one of your friends. Also, if you guys are interested in getting in the best shape of your life, go ahead and hit my website. That's still Travelsthenix.com. You can book a free consultation with me. Holler at me. We'll put together a blueprint, help you kind of get your diet on point, get your fitness on point with calisthenics, no equipment, just use your body weight. But anyways, guys, I hope everybody's having a great day out there. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.